You've tuned in to The Fin, the Fishing Insider Network, your new online source for fishing. On today's Sportscast, two-time WBFA World Champion and Fin Pro staff member, Judy Wong will be bringing us an in-depth look at working the birds for speckled trout and redfish. She's back reporting from Sabine Lake, only 3 hours south from her home on Toledo Bend. Sabine Lake is on the Texas-Louisiana coast, and she's with veteran guide Captain Dickie Colburn of the Colburn Connection Guide Service in Orange, Texas. Captain Colburn's a Coast Guard licensed captain, born and raised near Sabine Lake with 31 years of guiding experience. Working the birds with plastics like the Bass Assassin grubs and the new wave-kicking shrimp proved to be deadly on these fish. Our destination is Sabine Lake on the Texas-Louisiana border. It's early November, about 70 degrees, with southerly winds at 15 to 20 miles per hour. Birds are starting early and are staying up until mid-morning.
Captain Colburn, let's start by talking about the kinds of birds that you would key in on when trying to locate trout on the Texas-Louisiana coast.
Judy, down here we're looking for any kind of bird that will work over shrimp or bait fish or whatever. And in this part of the world, it's basically terns and gulls. Now pelicans will do a little bit for us if there's nothing else around, but it's basically a tern and a gull thing.
Why do some people consider terns to be lyre birds?
With trout to about 4 pounds and a few keeper redfish to 10 pounds, armed with the right bait and good birds, you can catch a limit in a hurry.
The fish have to drive the shrimp or the bait to the top for the gulls to hover over it or find the fish for you. The terns don't. The terns can see down, nothing can be driving that bait up, but they're not lyre birds in that you have at least taken a part of the equation out because you found the bait. And once you found the bait, a lot of times the trout are with them even though they haven't driven them to the surface.
Okay, let's paint a picture here. I see some birds diving off in the distance. It's a small flock, maybe a dozen birds or so, and they're diving down into the water. How should I approach those birds?
Judy, obviously what you want to do is you want to stay as far away from the school as you possibly can, because that way you can work them for a longer period of time. If you get in there and blow up the birds, the first problem will be that you have no mark as to where the fish were. But the second thing is you're going to scatter the bait as well. But if you stay away from them and you're quiet, either stay on the side, depends on your trolling motor, or stay upwind of them and make a long cast, you can stay with those birds for a long time and stay with the fish for a longer period of time.
If the birds scatter, should I stay longer to fish it, or should I just move on and try to find some new birds?
Yeah, leaving too early is probably the #1 mistake that most people that don't get to spend a lot of time on the water and don't work a lot of birds do. Because just because the birds left doesn't mean that the fish are gone. And folks will run and they'll burn gas and they'll look back and the fish will be up again. Always, we never run and chase another flock of birds. We never move on to greener pastures or whatever until we are sure that the fish that we were on are gone. And a lot of times it'll be nothing more than the change of a speed of retrieve or let your bait sink a little bit deeper. But today we probably stayed with more fish after the birds were gone than we did while the birds were within casting range. Okay, just like any soft plastic, when you insert the hook, you try to get it dead center so that you'll get a good pull. You want it to come out the flat side so that the tail of the bait is going to be down, and you want to keep it straight. It's important that you keep it straight to avoid line twist. But that is the finished rigging right there.
And there's one final thing that you'll put on that. What would it be?
One of two things. We'll either tip with shrimp or we'll go with one of the scents, and there are so many good scents out there right now, but something that will not only draw the flounder but get them to hold on to it just a little bit longer. This was my introduction to Ultra Bright. It's some new stuff. I had never used it before, and we've been using it today in the marsh, and it's done very well. Now, I wouldn't want to spill it on anything, but I'll tell you what, the fish like it, and that is easily the most important factor in any scent.
At Ranger, we're obsessed with perfection. It pushes us to reach beyond the ordinary and build the highest quality, strongest performing boats on the water. It's who we are, And it's why we hold ourselves to a higher standard, committed to the absolute highest customer satisfaction. After all, we love what we do. And after 38 years of leadership, it shows.
Drop by Planet Fin online and let us know what you think about today's sportscast. And be sure and enter the Big Fish Photo Contest. Cool gear given away every sportscast, and one winner will receive a brand new 2007 Motor Guide Tour Edition trolling motor and Super Combo Fin Pro Pack valued at over $1,500. Until next time, I'm Danny Merrill for the Fishing Insider Network.